Hello everyone. Again, Pranav is here to deliver today's presentation, Hydrogenerator Part 11. All other links of the previous parts are given under the description box. Let's start with aging mechanism of stator insulation. Based on enhanced performances coupled to critical operating conditions, that is overload, supply grid instabilities, critical operating environments, etc. The insulation layout is one of the most important elements for justifying the reliability of any electrical machine. It has been identified that the operating duty cycle is much more technically relevant of having a great impact on the aging of the insulation. Machine with several start-stop in a day is always be much more prone to have abrasion of insulation. The machines used for base load operation are not so stressed pertaining to insulation aging, but hydel plants are generally operated as picking units with several start-stop and obviously much more vulnerable so far stator winding life is concerned. Aging mechanism is caused by electrical, thermal, mechanical, chemical, or improper operational practices for which properties of the electric insulation system has been rather degraded. However, degradation mechanisms of insulation material or system are very complex phenomena as because there are lots of variables and aspects are directly or indirectly responsible for the issue, which include 1. Insulation thickness, number 2. Cavities within the insulation, 3. Rate of electromechanical stresses, 4. Combined electrothermal stress, 5. Effect of surface discharges, that is partial discharge and corona, 6. Increased temperatures produced by high dielectric losses, 7. Absolute applied voltage intensity and system frequency, number 8. Stator windings of the high voltage hydrogenerator are always be exposed to various type of continuous and transient stresses, all having malicious effect on long-term durability of the winding insulation. Shorten of life expectancy of stator winding insulation will depend on 1. An excessive operating temperature, that is thermal effect. Number 2, voltage related factors associated with partial discharges. Number 3, current related mechanical forces. The degradation of winding insulation may often occur as a result of combined stresses and is referred to as multi-stress or multi-factor insulation aging. 1. Thermal effect. Life of the insulation has become half for every 11 degrees centigrade rise in temperature over its rated value. That is class of insulation, what you have to use. And that may occur while a machine is running under overloaded condition for a considerable span of time. Every time the machine overheats, the insulation deteriorates at exponentially faster rate with respect to an increase in operating temperature. This is called thermal aging of insulation. Mechanical stress within winding part are mainly influenced by thermal cycling. Due to thermal stress or for rapid variation in machine load, there may have been movement of bars complete with ground wall insulation axially relative to slot. Running at high load, the copper winding will be warmed up much faster than the surrounding iron part, that is core slot portion, as because of significant difference in coefficient of thermal expansion of the two elements. Mechanical stress and the forces as developed from differential expansion may cause internal movement in the bar between conductors and insulation. Even at normal operation at rated current, the conductors in between as well as separate conductors within a bar, that is rowable transposition, separate bars within a slot, and nearby connections in the end winding region are experiencing such type of forces that all alternate at twice the power frequency. Subsequent movement may intend to damage the insulation system in regions where there is any looseness that allows movement. At the time of short circuit, these forces may have been many times higher, which will initiate a longer term degradation of internal insulation part. So, the bars must have to be very firmly held in place, particularly in the end winding regions where no stator iron and slot wedges are provided to constrain them from any movement. It is technically addressed that most of the deterioration takes place at the higher temperature adjacent to the copper, where the voids are concentrated and where the internal electric field strength is at the highest. Designing with a specific insulation material of temperature class F indicates the insulation system will not lose more than 50% of its original mechanical strength after having operation at the rated maximum temperature of 155 degrees centigrade for 20,000 running hours. Hydro generators are not usually operated 24 hours into 7 at full load and are always to be conservatively designed, since the introduction of insulations impregnated with epoxy resins for high voltage stator winding, the withstanding ability of these insulations to thermal cycling aging has improved considerably. However, to maximize the winding life and to reduce the rate of thermal aging, most of the new hydro stations are instructed to operate the machine at class B operating temperature, that is 130 degrees centigrade cycle, though the stator winding are being equipped with class F, that is 155 degrees centigrade type insulation. Number two, voltage related factors. Electrical stress that may initiate the mechanisms of electrical trees, a change in the insulation material along channels in the field, which may ultimately tend to have a breakdown of the insulation. Electrical treeing is the most significant breakdown phenomena affecting high voltage solid insulation. Electrical tree growth is a long-term electrical breakdown process. Electrical treeing first occurs and propagates when a dry electric material is subjected to high and divergent electrical field stress over a long period of time. Electrical treeing is going to originate at points where impurities, gas voids, mechanical defects within the dielectric material due to electrothermal stress, gases within voids inside the bulk dielectric material would have become ionized, resulting to initiate small electrical discharges between the walls of the void. As it is continuous process which involves degradation of the insulation over time through the propagation of gas-filled channels, branching out to create a distinctive tree-like shape within the dielectric material. A destructive failure will occur when these channels are bridging the complete insulation thickness. An impurity or gas voids may even result the partial breakdown of the insulation. Such phenomena may further weaken the dielectric strength of the material, develop greater electrical stress, and accelerate the partial discharge process. The tree growth behavior is largely affected by the function of voltage in conjunction with the physical aging of the dielectric material, that is epoxy resin. The growth mechanism of electrical tree in high voltage and extra high voltage dielectric system has to be unfolded for early detection in order to restrict the complete insulation failure. Electrical trees can be detected and located by means of partial discharge measurement. When the winding is energized and voids within the insulation become significant in size, then voltage related deterioration will be an aging factor as associated with partial discharges occurring within the voids. All components other than glass and mica materials within an insulation system can be eroded by partial discharges and for which ultimately damage the integrity of the insulation adjacent to the copper material. The effective insulation thickness would have been reduced as the partial discharge related erosion is progressing outwards from the copper surface. The semiconducting coating of the stator bars may wear out by rubbing from vibration in the slot or from thermal expansion or due to some arcing problem from lamination short circuits. Stress grading layers at end winding region may also become less effective with time, and surface of end winding part would be prone to PD or corona related phenomena. Though investigation, it has been concluded that tape applied grading system is found to be more durable than paint applied grading. Occurring of partial discharges at end winding zone can also be much more significant due to have a faulty application of stress grading or using faulty design parameters or unwanted vibration at the region or conductive dart on end winding surfaces. Number 3, current related mechanical forces. While the machine is in operation, three sources of current related mechanical forces would have been actuated in the winding system. A, radial force is the largest and most dominating force. B. Tangential force is the second largest. C. Electromechanical vibrating force. Radial force, as developed due to total conductor current, is acting at the bottom of the conductors in the slot. The intensity of the radial forces are comparatively much higher than that of the tangential forces. Tangential force is initiated in the slot due to combined effect of the real component of conductor current and a degree of magnetic saturation in the core tooth tips. The tangential force has to be concentrated mostly on the conductor strands closest to the air gap. Most of the tangential force or torque occurs between the rotor poles and the core tooth tips. Both radial and tangential forces are having twice the line frequency and have intended to create shearing forces within the insulation. The magnitude of radial force is related to the square of the associated conductor current, and its value becomes much higher while coils in adjacent slots are in the same phase. Additive armature reaction flux. Intensity of the radial force acting on the conductor turns closest to the air gap would have become much less while the machine is equipped with parallel circuits and with multiple turns per coil. Higher the speed of the machine, greater will be the conductor forces. The internal shearing force of a coil and its withstand capabilities are closely related to the conductor dimensions. Tangential forces are usually not so much problematic. Tangential forces would have become prominent while the conductors are designed abnormally close to the air gap. This situation may arise if the machine is wound with the conductor having thinner insulation, and the tangential forces may contribute to insulation system deterioration. Even a small displacement of the stator bar due to have a radial or tangential forces as developed in the slot area, then there will be high possibility of movement of stator bar in the slot. Once the movement of the stator bar starts, there may have a chance of major abrasion of the exterior insulation surface. For a prolonged movement, there may be a possibility of causing severe erosion of semiconductive coating of the bar and through the ground wall, giving rise to partial discharge phenomena. Once the partial discharge starts occurring, then that will contribute further deterioration in the insulation part. If the bar movement is quite significant, then there will be a possibility of mechanical damage both in the ground wall insulation and core, which in turn the bar will also begin to vibrate at twice the running frequency. The radial and sometimes the tangential mechanical forces are the major contributor in accelerating insulation system deterioration once the insulation bonding strength and binder volume has been reduced due to thermal aging. While the machine is operating continuously under the phenomena of high winding temperature over a long period of time, then there will be a possibility of experiencing a small amount of shrinkage in the stator winding insulation, resulting a looseness of the bar in the core slot. Electromechanical vibrating force. Large hydropower generators are mostly facing electromagnetic vibration that caused by electromagnetic force on the stator. Electromagnetic force as produced on the surface of stator tooth ends is mainly due to have interaction of magnetic field generated by the rotor field winding. This electromagnetic force wave causes electromagnetic vibration. Distribution of the electromagnetic field has been extremely influenced by the rotor eccentricity, and that may affect the electromagnetic vibration of stator. Therefore, the unbalanced magnetic pole may vary with the degree of rotor eccentricity or air gap fluctuation of rotor and stator. Increase in unbalanced magnetic pole has a significant increase of field current. The field coils on the rotor hub are excited by the DC source to generate a strong electromagnetic field between stator and rotor. The electromagnetic field in the air gap of the generator causes electromagnetic force over the surface of the stator teeth. Large hydro generators are facing abnormal vibrations mainly due to imbalanced electromagnetic forces. Underneath reasons for imbalanced magnetic forces: A. Non-uniformity of air gap between rotor and stator. B. Insulation failure of any field pole. C. Unequal loading of generator. D. High partial discharge. E. Winding looseness. Any situation of fluctuating air gap between rotor and stator causes certain electromagnetic imbalance and alternating stresses on stator, resulting in stator part degradation through breakdown of winding insulation and core looseness. When this non-uniformity is high, then imbalanced magnetic pulling takes place, which causes the surface of stator rubbing against that of the rotor. As the rotor of hydrogenerator is of salient pole type, which consists of large number of projected poles and having large diameter and shorter axial length. So the air gap phenomena between rotor and stator has evolved an important role. Large, low-speed hydrogenerators are always be maintained very small specific air gap, that is about 25 to 30 millimeter, to stator bore diameter up to 22 meter ratio, and during the assembly process virtually it has become impossible to have a perfect centering of the rotor within the stator. Practically speaking, most of the cases the hydrogenerators are operated with an eccentricity that, though small, but is not negligible. In the long run, it leads to undesirable effects such as considerable unbalanced magnetic pole, vibrations, additional losses. Unbalanced magnetic tension between the stator and rotor forms a frequency exciting disturbance force on the rotor and stator. It is therefore very pertinent to assess the eccentricity and even more to check its trend in case of any stator or rotor deformations in order to make safe operation and to prevent from any serious damage at an early stage. Any air gap fluctuation can lead to damage from magnetically induced heating or a rotor to stator rub. If there is a stator eccentricity as due to core deformation, then there will be a symptom of static displacement of shaft when generator is magnetized often causes a decrease in shaft vibration since bearing becomes stiffer at higher static loads. If there is a rotor eccentricity, then there will be a symptom of high vibration levels arise after magnetization. If the shape of both rotor and stator have been deformed, then there will be a symptom of high vibration levels at multiples of synchronous speed after demagnetization. Uneven air gap along the axial or radial length of the machine as due to eccentricity, then that will affect the machine performance. Any variation in the air gap length may vary the air gap reluctance, hence affecting the induced voltage. There are two types of air gap eccentricity. Static air gap eccentricity. One, which occurs when the center line of the shaft is at a constant offset from the center line of the stator, that is, the air gap is constant to one side of the stator, that is misaligned. It can be described as existence deviation of rotor axis while the rotor is rotating around its own axis. The rotor center is not aligned with the stator center, but the positions of the minimum air gap and maximum air gap are fixed with the rotor rotation. Number two, dynamic air gap eccentricity, which occurs when the center line of the shaft is at a variable offset from the center line of the stator. The rotor rotates around the stator center, but not its own center, and the positions of the minimum air gap and maximum air gap varies with rotation of the rotor. There evolves a distinctive difference in the electromagnetic field distribution between static eccentricity and dynamic eccentricity. Let's stop here. Further to be continued at later stage. Thank you for listening the video. Kindly do like, share and subscribe. Your subscriptions would encourage to post more videos. Also, share your comments and feedback inside the dedicated comments section. If you have any suggestions or specific topic you want, then let me know in the comment section. Thank you.